everyone, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to be painting my rendition of an azalea flower design on this glass wine bottle. I am going to be using two of my magic brushes. One is a number 8, the other one is a number 16. These are long handles. And then one of my fine line brushes from Westonia, just a little short bristle brush. And paint I'm using is Moon Yellow, Berry Wine, Thicket, and Wicker White. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using the number 16 flat brush for my azalea flowers, and I will be doing like the one stroke type loading of my brush. Now when you're doing this, there are a couple different ways you can load your brush. One, you can stick each side in and do the brush strokes, the blending strokes like that, or you can set it up where you're actually doing it side by side. My petals were actually a little bit closer together initially, just so you know. But anyhow, you can do it like this, where you're going into each side and just doing your blending strokes like that. Get a little bit more of that on here, and then we'll begin. Alright, so these are kind of long bristles. I'm going to actually turn my bottle upside down because I want to do my bottom petals first. And I'm going to just do the wiggly type stroke. And just wiggle and come back. If you feel like it's not filling in enough, just go ahead and hit it with some more paint. And then I'm going to do another one right beside it. Again, just I'll overlap it a little bit, but I'm wiggling it, pushing it down, and pulling it back like that. Because I have two different major blooms on my design, I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom petals for the next flower. And come back up like that. Alright, so then we're going to flip it back, and then I'm going to proceed with doing my actual side petals that are on the top part, and just trying not to, I don't know why I keep wanting it wants to separate here on me. I'm just not going to wiggle it too much because I don't want it to have a separation in paint here. I will then turn this one this direction. I'm going to move my paint thing out of the way here. So I'm going to move this one over here like that, and then pull it back. Go over it again. The more opaque your paint is on your design, the more durable your design shall be. Just so you know. Alright, and then here we go with the top one, and it's going to come over it, and I'm going to pull it down. Again, the very top petal of the flower, and it's going to be like that. Now I'm going to come over here and do the same thing again on the bottom design. And as you can tell, our flowers are going to intersect, overlap, which is fine. I do my design on paper, so when I get to my actual item that I'm painting on, sometimes I have to adjust my design based on the product or item I'm painting on. But it's okay. It's okay to be painting and overlapping, because in nature, when you do an arrangement, of course that's what's going to happen. Again, if you feel like it's not covering as well as you want, feel free to go ahead and go over it again. Now I have to be careful here because I don't want to actually roll my design over and mess it up. But I am going to do a petal. These are just little, supposed to be little, kind of like little buds that haven't opened yet. And then I'm just going to come down here, and I can go like that if I want. If I want it a little darker, I can come back over it. Or I can, do the wiggly part like this. And then come back down going this direction, and I can actually turn my brush and have it come back down like that. So you can do it either way. You can either just come straight down, or you can turn it and come down. Either way is fine. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do on the actual open flowers is I'm going to do the greenery inside. Okay, which means that this is my open, and this is supposed to be the top of my flower this direction, and this is the top of my flower going that direction. Around these petals here, I can make it bigger, I can make it littler, however I want to do it. And then I'm going to do the little, I guess what you would call stamens. I don't know why I'm going that way, but I can curl them up a little bit if I want. I can have them come down and up and over, just like that. You can make them as curly as you want them to be. Cross them over. Let's see, I have about 5 of them, and I'm going to try to have around 7. Alright, so I have like that. You don't have to make them quite so curly if you don't want them. I'm going to have these going the opposite direction. Again, that's up to me, or up to you, however you're doing your design. I just pulled some white in there from the actual design. And I apologize, my air conditioning is kicking on. And that is what you're hearing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one more. And you probably could put in really however many you want, or however many fits into your design. You don't have to do as many as I'm doing. Alright, so then I'm going to go back to the ends of these and just put this little pole at the end. This little pole, just like that. Very simple. And then I am going to add some yellow. Okay, I can go through this again if I want it to look more blended with the green. And then I am going to do some yellow. Just a little bit of yellow. Go through here and do that. And then I'm going to go into the berry wine. I want to add some of that, but I'm sure I actually get some on my... And it's just something just to give it some interest here. Like I said, you don't have to have them as wavy curly as I do right now. They could be a little straighter. However you want, that's fine. But they're interesting little doodads, right? So then the next thing I'm going to do is take my brush. Even though it's a big brush, you might want to go down to a little bit smaller brush. And I'm going to go just through, like, kind of like through the top ones, and just pull some of this in here. And again, you could do it probably with a smaller brush, I'm just doing it with the brush that I was using already. That's up to you. And I'm just doing it on some of the flower petals, not all of them. I can't see that one, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. And then I'll take my smaller brush and just do some freckling. And by that I mean just putting these little, just putting my brush into the paint and then just randomly touching. If they're not dots, they're just more like I said, like freckles. You can make it a lot, you can make it just slightly. I mean, you could do the bottom petals, that's fine, but you don't really have to. Just maybe make them lighter where they're not showing as much. I'll put a little bit on this one, and I'll just come back up in here and do it. Like I said, you can, do it fuller or just ever so slightly. It doesn't matter. Like I said, if you want to do a few little down in here, you can. That's up to you. Not really necessary, but up to you. Alright, so we have that part done. Then I'm going to take my smaller magic brush, and it's a number 8, and I'm going to double load it with the Wicker White, or not Wicker White, but the Moon Yellow and the Thicket. I am going to come down here and do it like I've got a stem going on here. Okay, and then it's going to come up here to these. And then come up through that one. Now you can work on these stems to make them more, like I said, if you want to add the yellow into them, the white, make them thicker, really is up to you. How pronounced you want your stem to really be. And since these are so close to each other, it's really probably pretty good just the way it is, to be honest with you. And I'll just pull it down into here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is actually get some more Moon Yellow, because I think I really need some. Oh poop, I just put it into my green pile. Where I was doing my, I put too much anyways, where I was actually doing my blending strokes. I can add a little white into it if I want. Okay, even like with this, add a little white, kind of just makes it, I don't know, a little bit more obvious. And then I am going to start doing some of my leaves. Alright, so on this I am just doing on my wiggle leaves like that. And then I'll come back over here, just trying very, very carefully to do this because I do not want to ruin my design. I just have to be careful. For some reason, these A-Magic brushes may not be the perfect one to do on glass, but if this is the first time no, it's not the first time I've done these on glass. I don't know. It seems like it keeps wanting to wipe the paint off. But you just have to be careful. I don't want this to, I want it to be more blended. Okay, and go like that. And then come over here. And then I'm going to come down here, pull the stem through. Oops. So it's very pretty. And then on these up here, what you want to do is just do just slight little pulls up into them. I normally do about 3. I like odd numbers. They work out well when it comes to doing designs. Alright, so I have those, and then I might want to do just some regular bigger leaves that come out. Maybe even make a little bit more relaxed feeling. Like that. Like this. And pull it into here. And then maybe even do one down in here. We can just do some basic of these little one-strokey kind of leaves. Now, if I were doing this just to sell, I would do the design all the way around it. Since I'm just doing it for the video, I am just going to do it towards the front of the bottle. Just keep adding some little leaves. Again, if you watch my videos, you know I'm a big leaf person. So please understand if you do not want to add as many leaves as I have, that's fine. And I'm just very carefully adding another wiggly leaf up here. And again, I said that carefully because of it. When I'm wiggling, it kind of wants to separate paint-wise. So I'm trying to be cautious with that. Now, painting on glass is something you really kind of have to get used to and learn the different techniques, get the hang of it. You know, sometimes it's kind of one of these things where it just practice makes perfect. Not necessarily that it's really perfect, but it will help you get the feel for it and learn different techniques. Like sometimes you just kind of have to pat the paint on to get it to not separate like I was experiencing. So then I can come down here, you know, if you feel like, oh, that looks like it's just kind of stuck there. Yeah, that's fine. And you might even want to add just like another little leaf going this direction here. I like filler leaves. Alright, I think we're going to stop with it at that. I think it's pretty just the way it is. If you like this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell before leaving. And when you're done watching this video, there is a share button that you'll see underneath. And if you would hit that and share it on your social network with all your family and friends, I would certainly appreciate that. Alright, again, thanks so much for stopping by and taking the time to view my video. Please feel free to stay a little while and check out some of my other ones. Until the next time, you stay safe and healthy, and you have a good one.